Hey everybody, welcome back. Glad you could join me here today because we are going to be going over the forgotten secret to intermittent fasting. Now, I know by now you probably heard all about intermittent fasting, all the different benefits, whether you're following a 12, 14, or 16-hour intermittent fast on a daily basis. But what I wanted to share with you is why most people are going about intermittent fasting all wrong. Now, it doesn't mean that they're harming their body necessarily. It can actually slow the metabolism, but simply put, they're not working with how the human body was designed to consume food. And here is the big reveal. So a lot of people right now are skipping breakfast and not dinner. But for best results, believe it or not, you'll get almost twice the results if you skip dinner rather than breakfast. Now, I know that that's not always the easiest thing to do because dinner is when we sit down with our family or our friends or our roommates or our partner, whoever it might be. But for the majority of the time, if you're able to skip dinner rather than breakfast, you're going to get even better results. And here's why. So for 6,000 plus years in Ayurvedic medicine, we've known that skipping dinner or actually stopping eating before 6 p.m. leads to better overall health results, reduction in inflammation, helps improve overall digestion, and dramatically improves deep sleep and REM sleep, which leads to a more restorative good night's sleep. And here's exactly why. And I've actually taught this in a previous video. So I want to make sure you go back, you check out that video as to when the perfect bedtime is. Because if we look at this map right here, and let me just blow up this one for a second. So these right here are our waking hours. So basically somewhere around 6 a.m. to somewhere around 10. And this is natural human waking hours. And that's because the sun rises right around here. And our cortisol levels, our thyroid levels, all of our hormones essentially spiking right here. And then they start to slow during the day. And you can actually see a big drop off right here in our cortisol. And that's because we're supposed to be winding down for bedtime that we'll denote as this little moon here. Okay, so we want our meals to fit in between these hours, okay? So a lot of people, though, when they're doing a 16-8 fast or they're skipping a meal, they're actually skipping their breakfast meal and they're not eating to here. But the problem is then they're bumping their meals later at night, which is not great for digestion, not great for sleep, as cortisol levels are supposed to be low. Melatonin is supposed to be being produced. There's supposed to be less digestion going on in the stomach. This is very, very important. So what I want to do is just to show you this is, again, we're talking about ancient Ayurvedic medicine, right? So they've known now for 6,000 plus years, but you might say, well, I don't really know if I believe Ayurvedic medicine. And that's okay, I understand. Just understand that Ayurvedic medicine is the original form of medicine through which pretty much everything has been taken, whether it's traditional Chinese medicine, all the way up to the Greek medicine, and now, of course, conventional medicine. So this is a functional medicine lab test that's looking at cortisol levels throughout the day. This is called the stress hormones mood metabolism test. You can find this lab if you want to run it on your own right at home at eco.life/labs. I'll link that up in the description. But really, you want your cortisol levels from first thing in the morning to lunchtime to mid-afternoon to evening to mimic this. They should fall. Now, the problem is some people are ramping up their cortisol at night. Well, what's that going to do? It's going to lead to poor sleep, insomnia, the mind racing, heart rate elevated. And again, they're not going to get all the recovery that they should. So these people might feel like they're night owls, but technically it's a dysfunctional diurnal rhythm. I teach that in the other video. I don't want to get too in-depth on that today. But just know that your cortisol, again, we know this through science, is supposed to fall, right? And right around here is that bedtime hour. So let's go over the last part. In Ayurvedic medicine, we know that we are supposed to be waking with the sun rising, right? We're supposed to be eating through right around here maximum. So we still want, no matter what, a 12-hour intermittent fast. There's no doubt about that. I'm going to be teaching more about Ayurveda in future videos, so definitely stay tuned. But what I want to share with you is this. And I will teach you in a follow-up video of when to do, and even how to improve your 16-8 fast if you are doing 16 hours of fasting. But the truth is this, simply put, if you are eating only 2 meals a day and you can skip dinner instead of breakfast, your results are going to skyrocket. I'll teach more of this in the future. Of course, let me know if there's any questions. Always happy to help on that. And again, for more information, click the like, click the subscribe, click that notification bell, because we'll be back each and every week with more Whiteboard series. Take care, everyone.